So now for the developers in the room, we haven't forgotten you with productivity gains. We have a couple of very cool things to announce today. First off, we're bringing generative AI to SuiteScript with a new module that lets you apply Gen AI within NetSuite extensions and Suite apps. With this API, you can use large language models to automate all kinds of processes using functions like content creation, summarization, sentiment analysis. You'll be leveraging OCI's Gen AI services, giving you secure access to multiple large language models without the data ever leaving the OCI environment. This API is available in version 24.2, and some partners are already building amazing Suite apps with it. One of those longtime partners, Celigo, who've had great technology for our mutual customers, unsurprisingly has built something very cool with this. And to give the details, I'd like to invite up the founder and CEO of Celigo, Jan Arendtsz. Thank you, Jan. You got some whistles. Did you hear that? You got some whistles.
It's for Celigo.
Pretty nice. Got some Celigo fans out there. All right, well, many of the folks here already know Celigo, obviously, since they're whistling. But can you give us a quick overview of how you help customers extend the power of the suite?
So I think almost everyone here knows who Celigo is. But I think some people think of us as the company that connects NetSuite with Salesforce or e-com systems such as Shopify and Amazon. Of course we do that, and we do it really well. That's why we're well known for that. But Celigo is a whole lot more than that. What we are today is a full-fledged automation platform where companies can automate business processes. So what does that mean? It starts with all the apps that you have in your enterprise, being able to connect those apps so that you have a connected enterprise. Or being able to connect with your supply chain through EDI, your trading partners. Being able to ingest data into a data warehouse. Being able to design and create your own APIs through a full-fledged API management solution, including governance. And then, of course, being in the center of companies' AI strategies, because we are the conduit for all the data to enable these AI business processes to take place. So we're a whole lot more than just connecting a few apps, even though we do that really well.
Great. Well, today we're talking about all systems grow. So how are you seeing customers use Celigo plus NetSuite to pursue growth?
Right. So we think of NetSuite as the source of truth, the system of record for all these different types of business objects. And as companies grow their usage of NetSuite, they bring in other specialized business applications. Some of these other apps need access to this system of record. Let's say it's a customer sales order. And that's where we come in. We automate business processes. So think of like an order-to-cash business process. Everything from placing an order, shipping, returns, so on and so forth. And I think the trend we've seen recently is, back in the day, customers would come and they have an acute pain point and they want to solve that, and then they're done. Now, they want to use automation as a way to be competitive, have a competitive advantage to get ahead. And so they're thinking in terms of automation as a first-class citizen.
Great. And so we just introduced the SuiteScript Generative AI API. You're one of the first to start using. Can you tell us what your team has built?
Yeah, so this was built by our Cloud Extend team, which you see there on the screen. So Cloud Extend, and I think most of you know who Cloud Extend is a separate division that we have where it's all about productivity around the Microsoft and Google Office systems. And so what we're doing here is we're looking at a support case, and instead of a user having to go through and look at every message in that support case, we're summarizing that support case, including giving a sentiment. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. what the Cloud Extend team has planned is, since they bring in emails and documents and attach it from external sources to NetSuite business objects, they want to be able to do this more at a customer level so that they can summarize email communications instead of having to go through a single, go through each one at a time, and then have more of a sentiment at that account level. Yeah. So that's coming soon from this team.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for working with us on pioneering this new API. And so what are some other ways that Celigo is using AI to help your customers?
Sure. So when I think about AI, I always think about it in two different ways in our space. First, as I mentioned before, we are at the center of companies' AI strategy. And Celigo itself has implemented so many different business processes by having agents and bots. So I'll give you a couple of examples. And by the way, all of these utilize our product. One is a typical knowledge automation bot, where a user can submit a question through a Slack interface, or it can be Teams as well. And then in real time, based on some of the AI capabilities, we're looking at different data sources, including Slack archives, product documentation, other community sources, and we are able to answer these questions immediately with great precision. And it's just been amazing as to the adoption that we've gotten in that. So that's like one good example, but there are lots more, such as prepping support cases so that an agent can look at it and use a draft, looking at sales calls, drafting emails, answering questions about your health benefits if you're an employee. These are all bots and agents that we have running today based on our platform. And then real quick, the second way we use AI is, of course, in the product. We invested in AI about 5 years back, and today we have several capabilities in production. Perhaps the biggest one is the exception handling, where we can go through errors, categorize them, and in certain cases, auto-correct and self-heal as well.
Well, congratulations on your team on being such pioneers there. So big picture, what's next for Celigo?
Yeah, so as I said before, we are on a quest to be the automation platform of the future. And so I'll give you a couple of examples. Recently, we came out with a new product. It's called the B2B Manager, and that's all about modernizing a somewhat archaic EDI space where customers can connect their trading partners and bring transactions back into an ERP such as NetSuite in an easy-to-use fashion where you have full control. Perhaps the one that I'm really excited about is the data ingestion into data warehouses such as NSAW. That's a purpose-built product built on top of our platform that's coming early next year so that even business users can use this product to ingest data into a data warehouse. And then, of course, AI. We think the holy grail when it comes to AI is being able, for a user to be able to converse with the product and say, I want to build a workflow. And it's going to ask you some questions, and it's going to go ahead and build it for you, help you test it, and put it into production. So that's a lot of work. We're working on it, but we hope to have that out sometime next year.
Well, it sounds like you guys will be keeping busy. And so where can these folks go to learn more about Celigo?
So I'm going to ask everyone here in the audience to please come to our booth. It's big, it's in the expo, and at a minimum, learn what you can do, learn how you can automate your enterprise, learn about some of the AI use cases out there, and many of the other things that I mentioned.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Jan, for all your hard work and partnership over the years.
Thank you,
Good luck
Evan.
with everything, and I'm sure there's plenty more exciting ahead.
Thank you for bringing a great partner as well.
All right.